Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Veronica Septiani. So now I will make a video that is about e-learning course. So in this video I will tell the answer of 10 questions that given by my lecture. Let's see. This is the 10 questions. And then the first question is, what is online learning? Explain about synchronous and asynchronous learning. So, firstly, this is, as I said before, this is about e-learning course. So, it is about the online learning. Online learning is a learning process that uses some technologies like apps and also over the internet that can be held in the classroom or outside the classroom. The apps that I mean is like Schoology that can be used in learning process. And then in online learning, there are two types of online learning. The first is synchronous learning. Synchronous learning is a learning process that happens in the same time. So in this learning, the teacher and the learners are in the same time face to face to learn together. And then the second is asynchronous learning. This asynchronous learning is a learning process that happens at different times. So, for the example, the teacher the from the from the other place, like for the example from Toronto, the teacher give the materials by using apps like Schoology, and then she or he upload the material on the apps, and then after that the learners from the other place can respond that material about the learning anytime they want and anywhere they live. And then the second question is the basic features of an LMS or learning management system. So there are 8 basic features of an LMS. Let me to discuss one by one. The first is announcements. So announcement is the place where the teacher communicate important updates to the class. So this is the example of announcement. In this example, the teacher give some information, some important information uh, about the course. And then the second features is syllabus. Syllabus is an essential component of the course environment, and it provides course structure uh, and others course expectations. So in this example, the teacher give course description and also communication strategy, and of course there is course objectives too. And then the next features is lessons. So lessons are the core instructional containers for your course. In these features, the teacher put some lesson plan for their course, like in this example, for week 1, the teacher will teach about introducing economics and then so on. And then the next features is discussion forums. Discussion forum is an asynchronous communication tool that allows for the exchange of ideas through the use of a message board format. So actually in these pictures, the teacher and the students can discuss together. by using this forum, by using these features also. And then the next is Dropboxes. Dropboxes is a digital space in which documents, presentations, and then presentations, links to websites, and more can be uploaded by the students and accessed by the teacher. So in these features, the student can upload their documents or presentation link, and then after that the teacher can access it. And then the next is resources. Resources stores all types of digital and online materials that students are required to review. And then in these features, the students can what is that? The student can put the resources like the example here. And then the next is Gradebook. Gradebook is a tool that display students' attendance, participation readings, assignments, and also project grades. So actually, this is the example of Gradebooks. And then from this example, we can see that these features is used for the teacher give the students some points like bonus points if the students or the learners can more participate the class. And then the last is course email. Course email is an asynchronous communication tool again that enables the teacher to send message to class members and also view, receive, or send course related message. So in these features, the teacher can this is like an email, and the teacher with the learners can send some email each other. And then the next question is, as an online course teacher, give the example of a good introduction writing for one topic. So this is I put the example. This is about the introduction online class. So in this example, the teacher announced a short project that must complete. Then in this example, the teacher gives some information, detailed information about the short project. The next question is why online materials must be attractive and what elements are needed. So for these questions, there is the reason why online material must be attractive, because online material must be attractive because it has a purpose. The purpose is to engage students' participation in online learning. And then, what elements are needed? So there are 5 elements. The first is rationales for good visual design, and then the second is visual design online, the third is page layout, and the fourth is text, and the last is graphic elements. Let me to explain one by one about those elements. The first is rationales for good visual design. So this element is support understanding through simplicity, clarity, and organization. And also, this element is an open, clear, attractive page design enhance communication. The second element is visual design online. So, classroom teacher in some fields depend on using visual in the classroom. When working online, we as a teacher must keep in mind that content presented in text is visual as well. So, this element is about the visual design, like when the teacher give some presentation example, so the teacher can use text as a visual design online. The next element is page layout. An online layout must be open. It means that there is enough white space on the page to keep the mind clear, enough white space to allow the online student to feel that they are not overburdened by the task at hand. So in this element, there are four parts. The first is spaces surrounding text. Is the space between lines and paragraphs provides white space, and also it gives the reader a visual break. And then the second part is line length. Line length can vary. When line of text are too long, it is difficult to read. So the ability to vary line length is considered a benefit. And then the third part is justification. In this part, the teacher always used left justified text with right margins. And then the fourth part is headings and subheadings. This part organizes the content and should be used consistently. And then the next element is text. In this element, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 six parts. The first is typefaces. Typefaces online have a lower resolution than typefaces paper, so typefaces make the text more readable to detail information. And then the second is type size. It's about the size of type in order to make the reader easily to read. In online learning, at least the type size is 12 points. So the about the size is recommended in online learning is 12 point. And then the third part is bold and italic used sparingly. So bold can be used very effectively for emphasis when used sparingly, while italic is generally used for titles of works because it's more difficult to read online because of the resolution. And then the next part is underlining. So this part about underlining is only for hyperlinks. So if we want to make an hyperlinks, we use this part. And then the next is avoid using all caps. All caps should only be used for acronyms. So don't use all caps. Don't use caps for the whole text. And then the last of the parts of text is color. Use lighter colors for spatial emphasis, such as highlighting. And also contrast is an important factor in readability. The last element is graphic elements. So in these elements, there are three parts. The first is symbols and icons. In this part can be very useful in signaling small elements in a website that appear over and over again. The second part is bullets and numbers. It uses to set apart items that can be listed. Use numbers to apart steps in a task or process. They are also used for ranking and setting the priorities. And then the last part of graphic elements is visual design basics in the online class. So this part is to bring this. So this part about to bring these ideas, you can follow most of the standards we've laid out for type, justification, headings, bullets, and numbers very easily. The next question is types of online learning activities and the relevant technological tools for the types. So about the online learning activities, there are six types. The first is class discussion. This part is using actually actually using discussion forum like topic discussion. Then it can be done by work in pair or full class. The second is online journaling. This type using blog like individual reflections, teacher reflection, and also modeling. The third is shared knowledge base. These types using wiki like can be collaborative glossary that can be done by work in group or full class. Next is practice exercises. In these types can be used by testing or quizzing that can be in multiple choice or self-assessment, and it can be done by individually or work in pair. The next is group projects. Can use group work, wiki or blog. Then it can be in the discussion forum that can be done by working individually, pair or group. And then the last types of online learning activities is receptive activities. So this part using YouTube or Google presentation or podcast, then it can be audio or video presentation. The next question is, online discussion is one important element in online learning. Sometimes it may not work well. How does a teacher optimize discussion? So if the online discussion not work well, I think the way to optimize discussion are first we as a teacher can give uh, good instruction like more clear than before, and then after that as a teacher we give some bonus points to make the learners or the students uh, more interest to discuss in that online discussion. And also the teacher can give feedback in positive way directly. So if the students or the learners already discuss by the comments, the teacher also can comment directly about the students discussion. The next question is provide an example of a learning resource that can be used to engage learners in online learning. So I will show you, this is the example of learning resource. I use video. This is the video.
Descriptive text. Asking the teacher. Descriptive.
Okay, actually this video is about descriptive text. So we can use video in online learning to engage learners in online learning. The next question is an example of effective assessment in English online teaching and learning. Pick one or the integration or more than one language skill. So this is the example of effective assessment in English online teaching and learning. In this example, I put the learning objective. The learning objective is the students are able to present or demonstrate the daily conversation about giving them and offering help. Actually, this example is using topic giving and offering help. And then to assess with procedure by product, and then the type is written and spoken, and then the instrument is please choose one topic about giving and offering help, then create a conversation with your peer and present it with a good intonation and pronunciation. The next question is the basic elements to consider when building an online course. The basic elements to building an online course, there are four elements. The first is learning outcomes. Learning outcomes here are the core of the process that creates courses and programs that follow through on their promises. And then the second is online syllabus. Online syllabus contains a very detailed course outline and a thorough explanation of how the online course is organized and will operate. And then the third element is course outline. This element is a calendar that presents a sequence of learning activities. And then the last element is building the lessons and sections. This element point out the assignment to measure your content to make the students are success in learning process. And then the next question is an example of one online lesson in the class for one meeting. This is the example of one online lesson in the class. So I use the example from e-Ganesha, and then this is the example of drama. So in this example, the teacher gave one online lesson about the proposal by Anton Chekhov discussion. In this uh, in this in this application, we can the students or the learners can discuss about the topic. Okay, there is the video about answering the 10 questions. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.